What's up guys, I'm Chris Doughty, aka Doubtinator. Welcome back to the channel. I've got a very interesting video for you in this one. Now, Pedro Alonso sent me a super thanks and dropped me a request to do a personal tune for a Bugatti Chiron. Now, first of all, huge thank you for the super chat. Guys, general word, please only thank me for the stuff you've already watched rather than send a request for future content. But this one caught my attention because just made me think maybe we're just playing Gran Turismo the wrong way. There are so many different ways you can play and enjoy Gran Turismo 7. You've livery editor, escapes, photos, just getting top speeds for cars, different events. It doesn't have to be always about the money grind. So this request was simply to make a personal tune for the Bugatti Chiron to be the cruise around at 300 miles an hour, no NOS, no slipstream, no wind. Handling doesn't have to be perfect, but somewhat decent. Now, I think I can do that, and I thought I would do this live for us all to go through and see. You can follow through, show you the process, and let's see how we end up. So the Bugatti Chiron, we can find it in Brand Central. I'm going to go and buy a new one just to make sure that whatever... I've got one already, but I have no idea what tune is on it. So let's go and buy a new Bugatti Chiron. 3 million credits, but it's all for a good cause. I'm going to go with the default blue, so we've got the poster car. So 3 million credits. Let's head to Daytona and see how fast it is in its stock form. So it's just on sports hard tyres. It's got an enormous amount of horsepower. This is, I think, the fastest production car in the world. It's up to 195, 200. Oh, a bit of a swaz on the top of the bank there. 220. Oh, this is it's understeer at high speed. Oh my god, I think we need a bigger testing facility here. 225. We're not even in top gear yet. Into the bank at Daytona. Oh gosh, yeah, we need a bigger track. Okay, let's see how we do. Special stage Route X. Now, there is no bigger track in Gran Turismo 7 for getting top speed than special stage Route X. And we've got the high banks here. You can just feel the car just bumping through the banks. It's handling a lot better than it is at Daytona. The banks are much wider and much more easy. So we're up to 242, 247, 250 miles an hour already. I think we should be pretty good here, guys. So I am playing this with no assists on. There is no NOS on the car at all. It's completely stock as you buy it out of the showroom. We're falling a bit short actually. 266. We're wandering a little bit. 267 on the flat. 268. Now there is a bit of a rise in here. The back straight is where it's mostly flat. So 269. We're going to need to buy some parts. I think we're going to need to go shopping. Okay, so from the main menu, we're going to go down to the tuning shop. Okay, let's see what we're going to have from here. So we're going to need... Basically, we just need to make it fast as anything. So let's go with all the weight reductions. That's going to help. I'll find them all first of all. All the stage weight reductions. There we go, that one there. You have to do weight reductions sequentially because you cannot go for the maximum straight away. It is a sequential reduction of weight. And then finally in the ultimate section, there is a stage 5 weight reduction. So if you haven't yet got the ultimate section, you need to be collector level 50 and then the ultimate section will appear for you. Okay, now let's look for what we've got here. It's on sports hard tyres. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. What can we get here? We don't want that. We don't want the power restrictor. We don't want the ballast because all we want to do is make it go fast. Absolute top speed tune. Silencer, semi-racing silencer. We do want the fully customizable computer. Turbochargers. Let's get the high RPM turbocharger. The suspension, fully customizable LSD. We'll get that. Won't do that transmission. Won't bother with body rigidity. I don't think that would help as much. In the racing section, we've got the racing silencer. We'll put that on it. We might as well get some brakes, get the car stopped if we need to, and the brake pads. Brake balance controller, useful to tune it to get it to drive good. Fully customizable suspension, I will get that as well, because I think getting the car low could help with some top speed. We'll tune that as we go. Racing clutch and flywheel should help with those gear shifts. Torque vectoring center differential, I'll get that as well. Fully customizable racing transmission. Did I buy a different transmission? I think I probably did. Maybe not. Fully customizable racing transmission. Let's get that one so we can fine tune the gears if we need to. Tires, I'm not going to bother with for the minute. In the extreme section, we're not going to add the nitrous. That is forbidden as part of this challenge. Nothing else here I think is worth it. On the ultimate section, oh, we do have the ultra high RPM turbocharger and the carbon prop shaft. Let's get them. I think we're going to need all the help we can get, guys. It should be as simple as this. So we just threw a bunch of parts at it. Okay, so with all of those parts fitted, let's see how fast we can get with the new Chiron. I didn't actually catch how much horsepower it's got, but it's got a significant amount of horsepower now, guys. You can just feel the car absolutely pulling. 270 already, and we've run out of gears. Okay, we're going to need to change that. So scrolling down to the detailed settings, we're going to come down to the fully customizable racing transmission, and it's only set to 440 kilometers an hour. Now this number here is in kilometers an hour. Don't know why it doesn't change when you change your units of measure, but so what is 300 miles an hour in kilometers an hour? Okay, so Google tells me that 300 miles an hour is 482.8 kilometers an hour. So we're looking for over 480. So let's just stretch that transmission to 480. We're not going to change any individual gearing. And let's see where that takes us. 296. Oh, fuck. We're not going to make it. So I can't add power. I've the maximum amount of power I've got in the car without adding NOS is 1,822 horsepower. But we are pushing a big old brick through the air. So yeah, I can't go more on the turbocharger. The intercooler, I didn't see the option for the racing intercooler. Silencer, it is the racing one already. I think we're good there. So I think the gear ratio is right because it had enough headroom to get to 300. We just need the power or the lack of resistance to get us there. So let's think about, let's just slam the car down, get as low as we possibly can. What else do we think would be good? Toe angle will slow us down. I have discussed toe angle before on my channel, and I've got a full video. We did gain a few miles an hour with that. So differential wise, to be honest, we're not going to be going around corners, so I'm just going to whack these right up. We don't want any power to bleed between left and right through the differential, so we're going to maximize initial torque, maximize acceleration sensitivity, so it's most locking effect on acceleration. We're going to leave braking sensitivity because we're just going to be on the gas all the time. I can change that on the fly if I need to. Camber just looks, it's just too much. Let's go 1.3. That can stay the same for the minute. Right, let's see how this one goes. So looking at the map, it looks like we've got a crosswind. So I don't think wind will have any significant effect as we're bumping through the corners at Special Stage Route X. Where are we going to get to with the speed now? The car is absolute rocket. I mean, we're already at 290 miles an hour already. Coming out of the tunnel into the sunshine, 294, 295. We are rocking it, guys. That is, it's working well. The lower car, 296, 297. 297 still. We're not. The car doesn't feel too bad, so 290 increase in speed. So getting onto the flat again now, 297. Let's go with more torque to the rear. Oh, we're losing speed. On the MFDs, changing the brake. So let's set it all the way to the 50-50 torque distribution. So we definitely lost a bit of speed. 297. Stuck at 297. Looking at the map. 297 as we exit. 298. We just need more. 2 miles an hour is all we need. So yeah, we're stuck at 298. I'm pretty sure 50-50 is the best for the... Yeah, it dips down. When you put too much torque to the rear, it dips down. So having a 50-50 torque distribution is definitely the way to go. So we're still 2 miles an hour short. Okay, so here we are back at the tuning sheet. A bit of head scratching to do here. Now, for starters, we definitely know that 50-50 on the front to rear torque distribution was definitely the fastest. We lost speed when we sent the torque more to the rear, so 50-50 is what we need to do. Let's go up here. So toe angle 0 front and rears, that is the least resistance possible in the car. I think the camber's about right. Natural frequency. Now, I think the car goes faster the lower it can be. It's almost less frontal area. We don't want air going under the car. We can't lower the car anymore by the static ride height adjustment, but because the car generates downforce, as the car's going faster, the downforce presses down on the car. So if the suspension was to be softer, it would press down a little bit more. So let's just reduce the spring rate, the natural frequency, to as low as it can be. So damping ratio for expansion, so the rebound essentially, we want that to be quite slow and stiff. So let's set that to maximum. And then for compression, let's drop that down a little bit. So we want the car to compress really easily, but not come up very quickly. An anti-roll bar, let's just bump up the front anti-roll bars so we've got some stability, a little bit of understeer on the front end. We're going to be going very fast. The car does sound fantastic, guys. I've got to say, I'm not particularly driven the Chiron, so thank you, Pedro, for suggesting we do this. And I think that's the cool thing about Gran Turismo 7. There's over 500 cars, all of which we can go and do speed runs with and see how fast we can get stuff going. Gran Turismo 7 is almost, it's a sandbox game to go and play and enjoy the fantastic cars provided to us. So 296, 297. I'm looking for 298. Come on, 298. We're a bit stuck, guys. We are 298. So I'm not sure how much that ride height change actually made. So on the back side of the hill now, we have hit 300 miles an hour. But I feel like that's going to bleed away once we get on the flat again. I don't think we can. No, we can't sustain 300 miles an hour. 299, 298. So we are still topping out below 300 miles an hour. This is proving more difficult than I thought it would be. Okay, so what are we missing here? Tires, treaded tires, more rolling resistance than a slick tire. Let's throw some softs on it and see what that's going to give us. Some racing soft tires. Okay, so the only change now is racing soft tires. Let's see what happens here. So it should be way more grippy to drive. Certainly when it comes to driving on a track. 297. This is fast. Is it faster? 298 already. What we got? 299. Come on. Come on. We need 300. 1 mile an hour. Let's see how it goes off the top of the hill. The car's gone a bit light at almost a wheelie at the top of the hill there. So 299, 300 miles an hour down here. 301. We're getting some speed going on. 302 downhill. How's this one going to taper out now as we're going 301, 300? Stay at 300. We're hovering. Oh, we've dropped to 299. It just can't sustain 300 miles an hour. What to do, guys? What to do? I wonder if the time of day has an effect on the speed. So let's try nighttime. The theory is the cooler the air temperature, the more dense the air is, the more air is sucked in. So what we've got is it's a few degrees cooler. It's 14.7 degrees. It looks cooler as well. So although the density of the air, I guess, may increase drag, well, we'll find out. The only way to find out is to test, and we're going to do exactly that test now. So I'm going to send it down the back straight or front straight at special stage Route X. We're in top gear already, this exact same tuning settings as we had before. So 295, 296, 297. See what we get to before we get to the hill. 298. I think we've got a headwind now. So yeah, that's 3 meters per second. It's almost a little bit across and towards. So 300 miles off the hill. 299 we've dropped to. Let's run the corner and see what we get to here. But this is definitely into a headwind at 299 miles an hour, and we're getting through the bank pretty well. So off the bank corner now, down the back straight, and now we've got a bit of a wind assist. We are at 300 miles an hour. This is on the flat, guys. 301 miles an hour. So wind has definitely played a factor. Can we see 302? I don't think we can. Just squeeze that throttle pedal a little bit more, just to try and squeeze out of it. So 299 on the way down, 301 on the way there. Average, that's 300 miles an hour, guys, I think. So the only real way to test this without any wind affected is to do a custom race. Full course, we'll do one lap. So let's start the race. Okay, so we now have 0.0 meters per second wind speed. Now we've not got as much run up to the before the hill as possible, so we might have to go over the hill and check the speed afterwards. But we have got a clear day. It's 17.8 degrees centigrade, so it's a little bit hotter than it was when we tested before. So we're just going to rip up the hill, catch it on the other side, and see what speed we can get to. 3.3, so back to the flat. What speed are we going to be? 301. We're dropping a little bit. 300 exactly. Please stay at 300. That's it, guys. I think we've done it. We're at 300 miles an hour cruising speed as requested at the start of this video, and then we're good. We're maintaining that 300 miles an hour. Let's just validate that through the corner and down the back straight. Oh, you just feel the wheel really loading up there as we're going in. So 298 miles an hour in a corner. This Chiron is an absolute beast. So exiting the corner now, exiting at 298 miles an hour, 299. Will we clock to 300 on the back straight? I feel like we're almost there. We're not going to make it. We're not going to make 300. We made it. It's 300 miles an hour. There we go, validated there and back, 300 miles an hour, guys. Whew. Okay, so here is the 300 mile an hour tune for the Bugatti Chiron with 1,822 horsepower. Now, a significant thing was the racing soft tyres front and rear. We did observe an improvement in top speed running the racing tyres. So using the fully customizable suspension, minimum ride height front and rear, front anti-roll bar up to 8 and the rear anti-roll bar kept at 4. Damping ratio for compression, we dropped that to 29 at the front, 31 at the rear. Damping ratio expansion, we dropped that, sent that up to maximum at the rear, maximum at the front as well, so 50 for both. Natural frequency is minimum front and rear. Negative camber angle is 1.3 degrees front and rear. Toe angle front and rear is 0.00, so the minimum toe angle possible. And the fully customizable LSDs, 60 60 60 here, and then 10 and 20 for the braking sensitivity, which doesn't have a great deal of effect when we're driving as fast as we can in a straight line. One thing that did make a significant difference in a straight line is the torque vectoring center differential set to 50/50. Now no nitrous and overtaken was used. Fully customizable racing transmission set to 480. And we didn't manually change any of the individual gear ratios. There is no power restrictor or ballast, and the fully customizable ECU set to 100. We'd used a stock Bugatti Chiron with no aerodynamic parts on it at all, so the downforce is just set to default. We used the ultra high RPM turbocharger, which is the one that's available in the legendary, the ultimate section, which requires you to be collector level 50 to unlock that. No intercooler. I didn't see it when I was buying the parts. If you can see it, feel free to use it. That'll certainly help you out, but I didn't put it on. Maybe I missed it. The racing silencer, brakes wise, whatever you want to fit for the brakes is all good. Just choose the best ones available. These one I used. Brake balance controller, but we didn't change the brake balance at all. We did install all of the stages of the weight reduction, and we've got a carbon propeller shaft, racing clutch and flywheel, and nothing else was installed. So that's your 300 mile an hour tune. But the extra requirement was just to see how well it drives, as long as it doesn't drive terrible. So let's head over to Red Bull Ring and run a few laps. Now we're away from the expanse of tarmac that is Special Stage Route X. We now feel how much power this car actually has. It's ridiculous how much power. We're up to 150, 200 miles an hour down the front straight at Red Bull Ring, and the brakes, although not too bad, you just have to start braking very early just because of the approach speed, and we're spinning the tyres in fourth gear. Now it's driving pretty good, to be honest. All we need to be aware of is braking early enough just to get the car stopped. A little bit of lock up, and the car has so much power on corner exit. Even in fourth gear you can feel the car going light and spinning up. Braking about 250 meters before each of the corners. Just a bit of a curve there. It's got a bit of understeer on power. I think that's because of the 50/50 torque distribution. We can actually change that on the fly. So there we go. Let's just drop that back to 75. That's going to make the rear slide a little bit more on corner exit, which is... oh, that's fun. the rear can move around. I quite like that. Let's go to 2080. Oh yes, get that rear sliding around. This is just the fun meter, really. So the more rearward the torque bias, the more the rear will slide on corner exits. Oh yes, that is absolutely fantastic. So it drives pretty good as well. So you will lose a bit of top speed using the torque vectoring as we are, but for tracking, we're never going to hit those top speeds anyway. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, basically doing some top speed tunes as opposed to just credit grind builds, then let me know in the comments. Hit that like button if you have enjoyed this video. Huge shout out to Pedro Alonso for first of all the suggestion, and obviously of course the super thanks donations. So yeah, I really appreciate that. But guys, just please be aware that I can't take all donation requests to make different stuff, but this one was a particularly special one. So yeah, please, if you want to thank me for the video you've watched rather than suggesting something more for me to do, because I find it difficult to commit enough time to doing videos myself, so I can't promise to just fulfill your request. But yeah, huge thank you, huge shout out to Pedro, and I've really enjoyed making this video. It's been quite fun. If you have any tips or tricks or improvements to this build, then please make them in the comments below, we can reference them, try it out in the future, and see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.